We are now ready to perform our final operation on our sprocket, and that will be placing the fillets in place. So if you look on our drawing, our handout sheet, to the right, our section A-A drawing view, you can see there's several radiuses that are shown. There's an R3, which is typical, and there's an R1 radius that are typical. So what we're going to do now is go up to our cube in the upper right hand corner of our screen, and we're going to tilt it slightly so we can see the different intersecting parts and how they come together. Now as I zoom in, we're going to be placing in several fillets at several areas. The first thing I'd like to do is go up to our fillet command, and I'm going to set the radius at 1. Upon doing that, I'm going to come down and I'm going to start on the outside area of our sprocket. And this area where highlights in white, that will be filleted all the way around that perimeter. So I'm going to click there first. And then we also have another fillet right down here at 1, where it intersects. And that also occurs over on the other side like this. I can then pick apply and OK, and that's locked in. Now on this same side, we also have a fillet of 3. So I'm going to go up and change my radius to 3. We're going to click on the following areas. We're going to click where the white arc occurs in a joint here. And then we'll zoom and we'll tilt, and this will also occur at the top, and that's a radius of 3. So that would take care of our 2 areas. So you can then apply it, and that locks those fillets in place. Now remember, there's 2 identical sides to our sprocket, so we're going to go over to the flip side, rotate it, and we're going to do the same thing. Now since our radius is already set at 3, we'll stay with 3. So make sure it's on 3. We'll come over to our screen and we'll click the following areas that will get filleted at 3. And then we'll pick apply, and those are now locked in place. So we have 2 remaining fillets of 1. So we're going to go ahead and change those to 1. The fillet radius, come down and do the outside, and then down at the bottom we have another radius area here. Now that runs all the way around, so we have to remember to do 2 sides for that particular fillet. Upon doing that, we can now pick apply, and we're now finished with our sprocket. What I would like to do now is actually give this some rendering. So I'd like to go up to our colors, and I'm going to go up to our color wheel at the top of the screen. I'm going to click the down menu, and I'm going to investigate and pick out some metals. So I really like the chromes for this, so I'm going to pick a blue chrome. And all I'm going to do at this stage is tilt it to an angle, highlight the whole entire piece, and then double click on the chrome. And as you can see, it has now become that particular color. We can then rotate it and get the really good graphics of that particular piece. As you can see, it has a real nice shine. Now the nice thing about Inventor, we can pick certain surface areas and do different areas. So for instance, if I'd like to do a face in a different metal, I could go up and I could investigate some more metals that I like by going through the menu. Let's say I'd like a gold, maybe highlighted in this particular area. So we could click, this could be a plating, and And we now have a gold to match with that. And that would be on the other side as well. So I'd click a surface. And we now have a rendered surface. Now in the past, we could stay with this rendering and really investigate in our view pull down to the different reflections we would like to encounter. We could go with different lighting. For instance, here's a warm light, or we could go with a 2 light, or we could just go back to the default, what I had before. And we could do a realistic, and we can see what this actually looks like from different advantage points. So that would take into consideration how we now look at our particular project. We're now ready to move on and take this to an IDW, which will be our title block drawing.